Good morning. We'll go ahead and call to order the regular meeting of the Sacramento County Regional Sanitation District and the Sacramento Area Sewer District. We do not have a quorum for the Sanitation District, so hopefully some members will arrive while we'll handle some staff presentations and non-action items, as well as the items for the Sewer District, which does have a quorum. So if we could have a roll call, please.
Good morning. Director Bruins.
Present.
Carr.
Here.
Frost.
Here.
Howell. Kennedy. Nottoli. Peters.
Here.
Serna.
Here.
McGarvey. Hume. And you have a quorum.
Here. Very good. And if you would please read the Metro Cable statement. Do we do the flag salute before the Metro Cable statement? Okay, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance then. Please join Director Hansen.
All rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This
Okay.
meeting of the Sacramento Regional County Sanitation and Sacramento Area Sewer Districts is being recorded and will be broadcast on Sunday, July 28th at 6 p.m. and Monday, July 29th at 2 p.m. on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast, Consolidated Communications, and AT&T Uverse cable systems. The meeting is closed captioned for our hearing impaired viewers. In accordance with Government Code 54952.3, compensation for meeting of these legislative bodies is required to be verbally disclosed. The amount of $100 will be paid for each member participating today as a member of the Sacramento Regional County Sanitation District, and the amount of $100 will be paid for each board member participating today as a member of the Sacramento Area Sewer District. Compensation for Sacramento County supervisors and City of Sacramento council members is paid to the county and city respectively to partially offset the costs of those governments. Compensation for other board members is delivered to the individuals. Members of the audience wishing to address the board should fill out a speaker identification form located at the back of chambers and hand it to the clerk. Please speak into the microphone when addressing the board and state your name for the record. Please silence your electronic devices at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we need to hold off on closed session, and we will hold off on the consent matter and go to public comment. Is there anything not on the agenda? Seeing no one? Do we want to do the Echo Water report, since it's just a report with no action?
Mr. Chair, just because I have to leave right at 10, if you have items for SASD you want to do,
Okay.
you could do those and hopefully we'll get a quorum. I did hear from Supervisor Kennedy that he's at another board meeting. and
Okay.
won't be attending.
Then in that case, let's jump to item 15.
Item number 15 is acting as your Sacramento Area Sewer District consent matters. Contract to approve the First Amendment to the agreement with Runyon Salzman, Inc. for on-call public relations services.
Okay, any director
consent.
comments? I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second, please.
Anybody from the public wish to speak? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to item 16.
Acting as your Sacramento Area Sewer District separate matters, collection of delinquent sewer service charges on the property tax roll.
I knew it had a control somewhere. Good morning. My name is Joe Mastretti. I'm the Chief Financial Officer for the Sacramento Sewer District. And as you recall, every time this time every year, we put our delinquent sewer charges on the tax roll. And if you look at the attachment that's in your packet for this item, you'll notice that the graph shows that there's approximately 2,000 fewer accounts that are delinquent this time compared with this time last year. So we have a good positive trend going, and we're looking forward to reducing that a little bit more in the future. The required notice was made on April 27th, I believe, and a public hearing was set for today. We recommend that you hold a public hearing and approve the resolution. Any questions?
Any questions? We literally have nothing else to do once you're done talking, so is there anything else you wanted to mention while you're at the podium? Okay. In that case, is there a motion? Or I'll open the public hearing. I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And now we will move on to the district engineer.
Just a couple of items. This probably would have been Lisa's last meeting, but I think she may end up having to come back here again if the regional SAN isn't getting a quorum today. Lisa obviously was appointed as the county council. Those of you that aren't on the county board, so probably news to you. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank her for her service. She's been serving both districts as a council for many years, at least predated my being here in this role. I think she told me that she actually started serving at the time Mary Snyder was the district engineer. So, which means probably like 10 plus years, close to. I'm 6 plus into this position, and so I just wanted to take a moment to thank and appreciate her service and wish her well in her new position as she takes on a new role.
I didn't know she was leaving, so maybe.
Well, she's not necessarily leaving per se, but she's still with the county and can provide services.
Sacramento
but
County.
Okay, I didn't know there was a change.
That's right.
Okay.
So that's why that's number one. And I wanted to then welcome Krista Whitman, who's going to be serving as the Regional SAN Council. And Janice Snyder is going to be serving as the SASD Council, who's not here today. But Krista will largely serve and be here for both districts, essentially for the board meetings, and Janice will be more in the background helping SASD. That's the kind of arrangement that I think we're working at. Anyway, I just wanted to pause and appreciate her service as well as welcome Krista into the position.
Well, welcome and congratulations.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah, Director Hansen.
I just want to take a chance, too, to thank Lisa for all of her hard work. She's a constituent. She leads a very important household that anchors also the other half of her life in the city attorney's office. And so, Lisa, we're very proud of you. And you did a great job for us and a lot of other organizations here at the county. And I know you're going to carry that forward. So congratulations.
Any other comments from directors?
Ditto. Welcome, Krista.
Welcome.
So that, and then I wanted to introduce Dave Ochnacek. So I mentioned to you that there's a lot of musical chairing going on in the district executive team because of the upcoming kind of retirements and so forth. So what is happening is Rosemary finished her 4-month assignment of being at the treatment plant, learning, what's happening at the treatment plant and ins and out. Now it's Christoph's turn that is happening. Christoph is embedded at the plant, learning all about the Eco-Water project and the operations and so forth. And in his stead, Dave Ochnacek has been upgraded to perform as the acting director of policy and planning. And Dave, most of you probably should know, he's been with the district for a long time, and he's also worked extensively on the Interceptor construction projects back in the first decade of this millennium. Anyway, I just wanted to do that introduction. And the last but not least, we will have a meeting on August 14th. Obviously, it looks like we're not going to have a quorum for Regional SAN if Director Kennedy is at someplace else. And I also left a message for Director Howell, who hasn't responded. And Director Orozco, unfortunately, looks like her father-in-law passed away this morning as she was making her way here. She had to turn around and go in the opposite direction to take care of that. So it doesn't look like we'll have a quorum for Regional SAN. Is
Oscar Villegas?
No, he's not going to be here. So I will send a reminder. One of the things that I found that we have some late cancellations thanks to Director Hansen, and I asked him at 8:30, could he please come, and he obliged and showed up with just a half an hour notice. So anyway, those are my comments. If you want to hear a co-water presentation from Vic, he'd be happy to give you highlights of what is going on and.
What's the will of the board?
Let's hear it.
Okay.
We'll have Director Hansen decided if he can leave at 8 or 9, 10 o'clock. That's fine, because I don't think we're going to have a quorum for Regional SAN. We'll bring all these items back.
Do we need one or two for a quorum, Provoker?
I'm sorry?
How many more for a quorum?
We need 2 more.
2 more. Okay.
The likelihood is not there with the Director Kennedy at another board meeting, and so I'm going to do a little bit more outreach for the next meeting to make sure that we have members or their backups be here. At least they let me know that if they're not going to be able to make it. Go ahead, Vic.
We have the presentation for item 10, please. Good morning. I'm Vic Kiotani. I'm the program manager for the Eckwater project. And this is some update, a quarterly update for the Eckwater project. We'll just give an overview of the schedule and our progress, some financial information, and then go over some of the significant elements, some updates of the projects and some of the milestones. This is a summary of the program schedule. The green bars are the planning and design phases, and the blue and purple bars are construction and commissioning. So you can see the red lines where current date, and we have still 6 projects that are under construction, although a couple of them are nearing end of construction. The 2 largest projects, the biological nutrient removal and the tertiary treatment facilities, those are our core projects needed to meet our compliance dates. Those are fully underway. So this graphic shows linkages from some of the projects that we have with the 2 core projects. So you can see for the biological nutrient removal projects, we have 3 projects that are needed to complete the treatment process and make BNR functional. Those projects are actively under construction. Nitrifying side stream treatment, although it's a little bit behind, it is in the commissioning phase, and we expect that that'll be done within the next month and a half. So you can see we have the green bars after those projects are float in our program. So we're expecting that those projects will be done in ample time to not impact the biological nutrient removal project. And for the tertiary treatment facility projects, we've completed all the other projects that are linked. So that project is kind of out there on its own schedule. So this is a histogram of the program's cash flow. The dark bars are actual expenditures, and the lighter bars are projected expenditures. So we can see looking forward in this summer and the next summer, we're going to be ramping up construction, and that's the tertiary treatment project that is starting to really escalate construction activities. So this graphic shows our actual versus projected expenditures, and you can see we're still tracking below our projected expenditures. So right now the program budget is still in good shape. So this pie chart just shows the expenditures to date, or as of the end of June, and we're about 50% spent on the total program's budget. And then for the construction cost, we're about 49% of the construction cost. So this is, again, from the other graphs, we're tracking pretty well with what we've projected. So just a few updates about the program. To date, we've logged over 2.7 million labor hours, and we've incurred about 25 lost time injuries on that. For the biological nutrient removal project, we've placed over 98% of the concrete on that project, so they're closing out the few remaining concrete pours. And I had reported in the past that the biological nutrient removal project was starting to slip some of the internal milestone dates. And it looks like that they will miss the milestone dates. However, we've been working very closely with their contractor to develop a new target schedule. And that target schedule is just about complete, and it shows the end date of that project still meeting our compliance date. So we're able to resequence some of the commissioning activities, some of the construction activities, but still meet our milestone 3, which is the permit compliance date. One thing to note, though, that is still a very tight schedule. There is little to no float in that schedule. So we're really staying on top of the activities, trying to keep that contractor on schedule. The tertiary treatment facilities project is really ramping up in the concrete placement activities. They're working on all the structures. It's a pretty compact site. You'll see from some of the photos some of the work activities going on. We're also going through full plant shutdowns for the effluent system reliability project, and this is where we're replacing a lot of large valves on our effluent pump system. We've completed 6 shutdowns with valve replacements this year. We have been able to maintain permit. We have coming back from almost a 2-day shutdown of processing and then bringing the plant back up online. And so we've been very successful in doing that. We have about 7 more of these activities to do, which will end in October. So it's been working very well. And finally, I mentioned the nitrifying side stream treatment project is in commissioning. The contractor's been having some problems with some of the equipment, but we are getting through the commissioning phase, and we expect that to be done in probably about 6 weeks, and that project will be pretty much wrapped up. The interesting thing about that project, though, is in addition to removing ammonia from our plant effluent, the product from that project creates a effluent that's nitrate rich, which we use for odor control. And so that flow is being put back into our influent, and we've been able to reduce the chemicals needed for odor control at the plant. And so that we're seeing some significant monetary savings from that process already. So that project is working very well. So I'll just go through some of the photos. This is a pretty current aerial of the site, and this is looking west. So you can actually see some of the basins off to the right that were used for storing from the 2-day full plant shutdowns that we've been having. This is a picture of the biological nutrient removal project. So you can see the small piece on the right side of dirt. They're probably as we speak, they're filling in the last of those slabs to be and then follow with wall construction. This is just a picture of the blower building. These are 5 large blowers that are being installed, and these will provide air for the process. This photo of just some of the piping that's required on top of the decks of the BNR. And you can see it's pretty complicated congestion, but this shows just on one side of the basins, there's 8 of these that they'll have to go through this kind of piping installation. This is a photo of inside one of our electrical buildings. This is motor control centers and switch gears that are going up. This is an aerial photo of the primary effluent pump station. This pump station receives effluent from our primary treatment. You can see that kind of little S-shaped channel. That's the extension from the existing process into the new pump station. This is a photo of the tertiary treatment facility site. And you can see that it's pretty compact, a lot of activity going in there. They've got 8 cranes set in that little site working all of the different concrete structures. They're doing a very good job. Mm-hmm. This is a little bit closer photo of this, hard to tell, but this is going to be the pump station. And you can see up on the top where we have cut into one of our existing effluent channels. And that's where we'll be getting flows from the existing process into the filtration process. So they have to have that part complete and buttoned up before this winter, so we'll have the channels back for wet weather flow. This is a aerial of the nitrifying side stream treatment. You can see the 3 basins that are all in process. This is a channel air blower project. This project is twofold. It's providing air to some of the process channels that come from the biological nutrient removal process back to our existing process. We need to provide air into those channels to keep the solid suspended and keep the biology alive in there. We're also installing some blowers, replacing some existing 50-year-old blowers that aerate other parts of the plant. So this project is replacing both of those. Just a couple of photos of the interior of the building work going on and some of the electrical gear that's being set. Return activated sludge pumping project. This project was actually a 3-year project. We can only do the work in the summer months because we would have to take out a whole series of batteries. And so we had 3 different batteries, and each year we took one out of service to do all the pump replacements and piping replacements. So they've completed all the above ground work, and they're just finishing up work in the channels that required for aeration piping. That project should be done by the end of August. Just a few more photos of some of the work going on. Some of the upcoming activities continue with the full plant shutdowns for the effluent system reliability project. We'll be receiving the blowers for the channel air blower project. Those should be here this week so that they can install those. Completing the return activated sludge pumping project and the channel work by the end of August. We're still waiting for control panels on our what we call a flow equalization system. Those are those large basins that we saw for storage. And we have an automated washdown system, so when we use those for diverting, storing partially treated wastewater in there, we'd wash them down. And that system is supposed to be automated. We're still waiting for those panels. However, we can still use them with manually using the washdown system. See, with the BNR project, they've completed leak testing on 2 of the basins, so they'll start installing all the aeration piping and the aerators in those. And hopefully by the end of the summer, we'll be completing the nitrifying side stream treatment project. So in a past meeting, I think it was Director Nottoli had asked for some just facts about Echo Water project. So I put this little slide together. So for the flow equalization basin project, we have 78 acres of existing basins. We added 200 million gallons of storage by excavating over 1 million cubic yards of dirt from that. They were unlined basins at that time. We lined all those basins, 83,500 cubic yards of concrete. So that's equal to 43 miles of a 10-foot wide strip, 1 foot thick. That's how much concrete was placed in those basins. We also installed over 68,000 linear feet of pipe from 48 to 102 inch diameter. It's about 13 miles, added 273 valves on that project. For the BNR project, we placed 225,000 cubic yards of concrete. And in that concrete was 31,250 tons of reinforcing steel. And when we're all complete, we'll have installed over 3.2 million feet of electrical wire and cable. That's over 600 miles of wire and cable going into that project. For the tertiary treatment facilities, 113,000 cubic yards will be placed. We'll be putting in over 142 pumps into that system. And we're installing a 36-foot diameter drum screen. When that's installed, you have to come out and see that thing. It's going to be massive. With that, any questions?
Thank you, Vic. Any questions for Vic?
You know, I added all of the miles of 10-foot wide strip. It's taking us from here to Monterey.
Wow.
A road that close to 200 miles.
Wow.
That's the amount of concrete that was put in.
That's amazing.
So anybody in Monterey, we've got it. We can just make the turns back and forth.
So you got to get Krista Whitman out to look at the plant.
Yeah, I gave her the tour.
Oh, good.
Yeah, actually, we have, speaking of the tour, we have on August 8th, Director Serna and Director Nottoli are taking the tour because they weren't able to join the rest of you when we did the tour. And also Director Lee, I sent a note, see if you would, and I'll just mention Director Hansen. I think we have a few more that would be coming
That was
there.
well worth it.
Yeah, it's impressive.
I'll just say I'm really looking forward to that. It's especially interesting to me because I actually had a chance to join my late father when the original plant was opened.
Oh, yes.
So I have kind of an interesting context to consider it all.
Yeah, you get to see the old and the new.
Mm-hmm.
Vic, did I understand correctly from your presentation about the reduction in chemicals for the inflow? Is it fair to say that the quality of the effluent being released from this plant is incremental, and so it's not necessarily a winner-take-all at the end of the completion, that as we're going along and adding new elements, we are improving our
Yeah,
effluent?
we actually have removed close to 700,000 pounds of ammonia already that would have gone into the river.
Wow.
Our effluent ammonia that we're discharging into the river has gone down substantially because of the nitrifying side stream treatment process. And I think we calculated it's probably producing about $8,000 to $10,000 worth of chemicals a day for us to use in different places.
But you're right, the treatment, the quality of the effluent does get better. The nitrifying side stream treatment, first ammonia removal, BNR comes online, almost all ammonia removal from there. And then when TTF comes on, the water quality gets better from a disinfection perspective, yes.
Great.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Going back to the graph where, you showed us we are under budget on expenses, and then following up that the statement that you made about the one contractor, which we know has been struggling to stay on task. So it's good news that you feel that they'll still meet the completion date that we need. Can we expect that the output of costs will then catch up with what we think the budget's going to be as it'll accelerate to that point, so that we're going to see more output financially as we get closer to the deadline? Or do you think we just have cost savings and we're going to continue to finish this project under budget?
Yeah, so our projected, includes all costs, in not only construction but soft costs. So as we can save money on the soft cost side, you'll always see us just under budget, and we do estimate a little bit conservatively on expenditures.
All right,
So,
thank you. It's good news.
yeah.
Then.
Great. Director Peters.
Thank you. This is not for you, Vic, going back to our quorum situation here. I know the Sacramento City Council allows members to call in, and I don't know if that's should we look into that, where we've got meetings like this where we might be able to get 2 more people on the phone?
The problem is when you do that, the locations that they're calling in from are publicly noticed. So you've got to post at those locations, and then that becomes a public.
Sure. Yeah, but for the people who live, Elk Grove, Folsom, some distance, it might be worth going to City Hall and making a call like that. I don't know.
It could be done.
It could be done.
We look into that. Again, if the thing is, in our case today, for example, Director Orozco, who's on her way, she could call from the car.
I'm not saying people didn't have good reasons for not being here, but I know when I look at the agenda, I think, I hope we'll get a quorum. It doesn't happen very often, but when it's really short and mostly consent, to get through the traffic to get here, it might be, you might not have this situation again.
I think one of the things is that if I had the inkling that this was going to happen a little early, then I would reach out. I've reached out in the past to ask for folks to come in, at least as a backups. In this instance, we had so many last-minute cancellations and unexpected cancellations. For example, Director Lee, I had no idea that he wasn't going to be here, or Director Howell. So I'll just remind them, because they all have backups.
I was just going to say.
The alternates.
And the alternates might want to make a phone call. I know it would be, if I live some distance, it would be more appealing to me.
I would ask them, definitely will do more outreach to the members.
Can I add on to that? So I know for SAFCA, at least for the Board of Supervisor members of that governing body, we can actually have our chiefs of staff or appointed staff people be there in our stead. Is there anything in our bylaws that or charter that prohibit us from having our staff here in the case of our absence?
I don't know. I'd have to look into that.
We might want
the only one that I could think of, and I think Lisa,
here she comes.
She's here. Good.
The answer to that is that the statute that created regional SAN does not allow for that. Right. So that's not a possibility for this board. Legislatively, it could definitely be changed, but currently it's not. And I think
our legislative body, or
no, the state.
Okay.
Yeah, it says the Board of Supervisors of the county, and then the cities that are. So yeah.
then
There
the
is
other-
one
other way to
provision
do
when
it,
there's-
Prabhakar, is, which would probably, maybe you'd run into the same problem, is some of the boards, like if I wasn't here, Supervisor Serna and
Takes the votes.
takes the vote, they get my vote.
Yeah, I was going to answer that. So the only provision that in the statute that provides is if we have even number of the board members, the county board supervisor, the chair, gets 2 votes. Essentially, that's the only provision under which you can exercise double voting, and there's no other provision.
And let me guess, that's by legislative fiat as well.
Is that
But
legislative also?
It is. It has to be changed by the legislative.
Right.
Although when that rule was written, it probably didn't anticipate, what have we got, 14 people on this board
15?
now?
17.
17. Maybe it's worth running it back through over there with some alternatives. So-
There may be
so-
other reasons. I think there are other issues that we may want to, especially, for example, the way the financial management, things like that, that we may want to run in the future legislation. So we can look at a bunch of other things to kind of put that together as one vehicle to accomplish all those things. Certainly, it's.
I don't
we'll
think
keep-
it should be controversial.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't have said that.
You never know where things come from, right? So
Yeah,
when you get
right.
to the
But still, I think it's worth looking into on these large boards.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I mean, for all fairness, we haven't had this situation, I think, in my 6-year-plus year term. This is the first time. We at least squeaked by so far. So I'll try to,
Yeah,
I'll
we
try
should
to
probably not
remind folks.
overreact to one
Well, no, I'm not
situation.
suggesting that. I suggest that on all these boards that we sit on, that there ought to be some alternative methods in
Yeah.
case there's.
Unfortunately for us, it's a very restrictive alternative that can be used.
It can be addressed, however.
Yeah. Thank you, appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Okay, anything else for the good of the order? We stand adjourned.
So regional sound items will come back next board meeting. It'll be a kind of a long board meeting.
Are you gonna, do you want these back?
Yeah, it's a closed session, we will do that.
Resend these, or should I?
Yeah.